Remember when a movie night was getting your mum and dad to drive you to Blockbusters, trying not to do it too late so all the good movies were gone, and then you'd have to pick the best of the rest of the crap that everyone's left behind. And when you do get home, hoping to God that that last arsehole was remembered to rewind his tape, because there's nothing worse than getting back, having to wait another 3 minutes to rewind it all the way back to the beginning. Welcome to the 40 Plus Report, and these are the things that we're going to be discussing, chatting, spitballing, remembering from back in the day of when we were young. Now, I'm not saying by any means that everything back then was great and everything now is a load of crap. That's not the case. There is no way am I swapping my smartphone for a landline with your sister listening on the line below to your private conversations with your first girlfriend. Those can happily stay in the past. But there is plenty of things that we need to remember, or things that I wouldn't change for the world from what we had then to what we have now. Now, don't get me wrong, we all love a movie, yeah? And the fact that now my kids have got, 7,000 channels, the complete back catalogue, oh Nelly, the complete back catalogue of every Disney ever made, versus what we had to do was look through. If you're posh, you had the Sunday Times, but if you're not posh, you used to have the Sunday supplement, and in there it would tell you when the next movie's coming out. What's on Channel 4 at 9 o'clock? Oh look, it's Die Hard 2. I've seen that about 5 times, but it's fine because there's nothing else to watch. We had a black and white for a bit, early days. I was born in 84, so maybe by, 88, we had a colour TV, and I'm at the point of remembering what I'm watching on TV. There was analogue TV. You'd have to tune the channels in like an old radio, you know? And then obviously BBC being the BBC, they've got the prime time signals. So you'd always get a good 1 and 2. But when you want to move it over to 3 or 4, sometimes you'd have a bit of a fuzzy TV on that one. And then you'd have to go over, and then, Dad will have to pick the aerial up, tweak it around a bit, until you've got them really massive ones, that you go, yeah, we can get some serious signal on these bad boys. Remote controls. Nowadays you can literally turn it all on from your phone, turn it off from your phone. Back then we never even had a remote. It was the physical buttons on the TV. If you wanted to change it from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, you got to turn it. But then if we're talking about what we were watching back in the day, the early morning, I'm 6 in 1990, so I'm getting up at 6 for 6. The early cartoons, you'd have the Tom and Jerry, and you'd have the Bugs Bunny, and all them ones, which they were okay, but you could clearly tell that, they were from the sort of 70s and stuff like that. They're just rerunning them all the time. Then we'd get into the actual ones which we're here to watch, I'm talking Thundercats. Thundercats! Ho! I'm talking He-Man.
He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe.
I'm talking Brave Star.
Brave Star.
In a distant time and faraway place, the planet of New Texas floats deep in space.
I'm talking Biker Mice from Mars. That one's a little bit later. We'll come on to the later generations in a bit. And then we've got the period of time when you finish school. So you get home. We were in a family where we're going to go sit back round, have a chat about our day, read a couple of passages from the Bible. But we're watching the TV. We have got the after-school TV. We've got Grange Hill. We're going to go from school to then back watching kids at school, watching those naughty kids, the degenerate kids from Grange Hill.
Boy, you, Gutsy, you're a new boy, ain't you? Can't you talk?
Yeah.
Sir?
And then we'll probably move on. Then we've got Biker Grove, Who can forget the moment when, PJ, pop.
Now.
Yeah, I suppose these are things that we needed to know as kids, that there's blind kids out there. And then I'd say we're probably going to be moving into the later evening TV, the Saturday night TV. We're going to be, obviously, every day, what we're going to be talking 7:30, we've got EastEnders. We've got Fat Pat and Frank Butcher, and we've got Ricky and Bianca, always finding out what troubles they're getting up to.
Me or my kids?
She was trying to help.
She's an interfering, two-faced old cow and it ain't none of her business.
And then obviously the weekend comes in. We've got Noel Edmonds' house party.
With something else. On your marks, you're looking for a whistle. Go.
We've got Beatles About. We've got You've Been Framed, the original. You know what I mean? Which is funny because watching You've Been Framed on bad TV, being recorded by even worse cameras, it was horrendous. But it was still probably one of the funniest things to watch on TV as well. Obviously, yeah, you've always had Top of the Pops. That's where we go. If we want to be talking about music, which we'll hit music in another topic, but the only way we'd ever get any tunes would be off the radio. So yeah, I mean, that's just the TV, isn't it? That's the TV that we used to watch. Would I change it? Yeah, I probably would, because I think I'd rather watch TV or shows that I actually want to watch rather than having to watch which I have to watch because it's the only thing to watch. That's for another time. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to stop rambling now, and like and subscribe if you want to have a chat another time. See you later.